Hey guys, this is me doing Miller here. This is Conquer 2.0 ground thingy. Today we reacted to Doctors After Today.
You're just like
Let's get
me.
into the video.
Trash!
I don't want to play with you anymore.
What's up, space pirates? This is your admiral, the compassionately cold-hearted Dr. Disaster. And it would seem that Jeff Keighley, who has been pushing this game high guard onto people like it's his freaking job, it would seem that he has some apologies.
Now, High God's like the next Conquer. I think it's Conquer 2.0, right? Is it? I think it's. High God's better than Conquer, probably. Probably is better.
And explaining to do.
What? What are you thinking?
High Guard is available now, and the numbers are not looking good at all. In my video yesterday, I suggested that
Like High God will it will flop. It'll be. Yeah. Like the fan base refracture
the game would get 1, maybe 200,000 max concurrent players when it launched on Steam because it is free to play and people are curious, but then if the game was no good, as it looked like in the trailer, then the numbers would fall off a cliff, and it appears that my guess was pretty spot.
Yeah, it flopped. Yeah, it fractured it to 10%. Maybe the viewers don't fucking like the game.
Yesterday, the game topped out at just under 100,000 concurrent max players on Steam, and then the player count dropped like a rock at the same time that this happened.
How come you ain't never liked me? Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you?
The percentage of positive reviews for High Guard is currently at an abysmal approximately
31%. That is fucking terrible.
30%, and that has actually come up several percentage points from where it started at. Once again, the discrepancy between gamers and the critics is insane. The people who tried this game out are criticizing it for various legitimate reasons, not the least of which being poor optimization and things like that, but meanwhile, you have Khalif Adams here, the dude who never met a corporate game he would not shill for. With this exchange on X, he said,
I am very excited about playing more High Guard. I think Wildlight has something special and really understands how to build a game that is player first and tripling down on fun.
And then, after Jeff Keighley replied with exclamation points, he then wrote,
It was great to see you at the event.
Bro, it's gonna fucking fail. I mean, it's just gonna fail.
Let's get some games in this week.
I see the problem. Oh, do ya?
Basically, the gulf in opinion between the people who are being positive about High Guard and everyone else boils down to whether or
I don't think High God is a good game on this opinion. Like High God is like the next Conquer.
not you attended the High Guard event. Once again, we see a prime example as to why people no longer trust these game journalists and so-called professional critic types.
I don't trust game critics. I don't trust them. Sometimes the game's disinformation.
Out here pushing utter slop, while everyone else, while evaluating this game, are going,
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Alright, me hearties, if you take a look at the player count for High Guard, at the time of this recording, they are at about 11,000 players, which isn't a completely fair evaluation because I'm basically a robot who does not sleep, and I'm evaluating this very early in the morning while everyone else is asleep. But if you look right here, this part that I've highlighted here is the early evening in Eastern Time in the United States, and
Bro, this game flopped. Like, guys.
by then, they had already lost over half of their maximum player count, being just under 40,000 concurrent players. There were a few of the High Guard shills who were crowing about the Steam player count right at launch, predictably, but by now they are eating shit on this one because we can clearly see that the initial burst of players was due primarily to curiosity, and people abandoned ship pretty damn quickly because they really don't like this game. And that is what has led to this piss poor number right here.
Bro, but this rating is so bad. I think is it high ground?
Let's take a look at what people are saying, though, as to why High Guard apparently sucks as bad as we thought it would. We're going to look at a few of the
High God.
reviews from Steam and get an idea as to the major complaints that people have. This person here wrote, I mostly just feel bad for the devs. The game clearly wasn't designed or prepared for this level of scrutiny. Everything is blurry and unclear. The map is the size of Latvia, but you only have 3 players, so most of your time is spent running around the map looking for something to kill. It's saying it's a fast-paced shooter, but also the merchant makes you go mine rare earth metals to buy stuff. The characters are profoundly bland and uninteresting, and the art direction.
Exactly. I agree. I don't like the game bland at all. I want the game I don't like I don't like the game when it's bland, 100%.
Is just like they dumped every cool idea into a vat. What if there was magic? What if there was guns? What if you could ride a bear? What if there was Excalibur? What if there was a giant siege tower? The game isn't fun and it isn't interesting. All that said, it's free. And that is the only reason that they topped out at nearly 100,000 players, isn't it? But let's take a look at the next reviewer here, who is a little more specific as to why the game doesn't appear to be much fun. This person said, the maps in this game are way too big for 3 versus 3. The size would fit better for 5 versus 5 or 6 versus 6. The guns feel nice to shoot but feel uninspired.
Oh, true. True. People just dislike the game because of other reasons. The map is too big. I think they should make the map a bit more smaller for 3v3, honestly.
Audio is weird because people sound like they're above you when they are actually in front of you, and vice versa. This game needs serious work in order to be what it was.
But I agree, the game developers just rush it. I think they should take their time. Any game, they should take their time. I don't know why the frick they need to rush the game. I think they should take their time. I think High Guard is unfinished. So
Hyped up to
unfinished
be.
game.
This next person then expands on the boring nature of the game and talks about some visual problems with High Guard. They wrote, I was cautiously optimistic for High Guard. I didn't want to assume anything of the game ahead of launch. With that in mind, I am disappointed with what I've played. Above all, the game is boring. There are no NPCs to populate the maps, meaning the only engagement with the maps is looting extremely surface level loot. The movement and shooting is just fine outside of mounts, which actually control very well. The visuals, even at 100% res scale with no upscaling, are blurry with things such as forced motion blur. And then this person here discusses another common problem that people are complaining about with High Guard. Apparently a lot of folks are having severe performance issues. The guy lists
Exactly. FPS issues.
specs, which seem like they ought to be adequate, and then he wrote, you actually have to try to make it run this bad. I'm impressed, severely disappointed, seeing this came from some OG devs. So, that gives you an idea as to what people are saying about the game. Meanwhile, you have people like this, who are butthurt that we would dare to have a laugh at High Guard's expense. He wrote on X,
High Guard is another example of why I tire of online discourse regarding gaming showcases. The rise of anti-fans is huge.
Bro, this is not anti-fans, bro. You make the game terrible. The game is unfinished. You should make the game more appealing. The fans don't like the game because it's boring.
Back in the day,
It's
if
boring.
something wasn't for you, you focused on the stuff you like. Now
Guys, does have to be blunt? I'll be blunt. Yes, guys, I am blunt. I think this game's unfinished.
people put as much energy into hating something as they do what they like.
And in response to this, Based Player said, 1. There is no rise of anti-fans. Gamers are the same. The industry is what changed. 2. Back in the day, tourists didn't fundamentally corrupt our hobby. And 3. The phenomenon you detest.
True, true. Video game tourists, like, exactly. There's plenty of video game tourists. They changed the fucking story. They changed the story of the character.
Is a
Exactly.
rejection of the phenomenon you refuse to acknowledge, and I think that he is spot on. The problem is that the gaming industry is absolutely filled to the brim with developers who go out of their way to not give players what they want, but instead
Exactly. It will fail.
they try to pump
Why
out
High
crap
Guard
like
is gonna
Highguard
fail.
because they like the monetization scheme of games like that and think it's the quickest, easiest way to make a buck. Studios keep pumping out live service dog shit and we don't want it.
Exactly. Exactly. We want normal plain story. Why the fuck are you here to give us like bro?
They keep pumping out ugly characters and we don't want them. They crank out tons of
Exactly. I want more. I want attractive characters in a game. I want cute. I want attractive characters in the game. But yeah, the game distance me away. It is their fault. Yeah, exactly. It is these DEI nonsense in a freaking video game. They made me distance away from gaming. It's their fault.
DLC microtransaction money schemes, and we don't want them. There are tons of examples of them pumping out things that we don't want, but the thing is, if these gaming studios spent half the amount of time and effort actually focusing on what game
Exactly. These video game studios are being too lazy. It's being lazy, not do anything properly. And bro, if they care about the game properly, they would make good, attractive characters. But the game studios don't freaking care.
are asking for, then the industry would not be in the state that it's in. And yet here we are. And to make matters worse, you have people like this still clinging to the hope that we will all come around on Highguard. Polygon
The High
and their
Guard
ilk
is
will
gonna fail.
always be on the side of the big studios. Their entire job is to convince you, the little guy, the gamer, that it is safe to part with your money and time and to play whatever game is being pushed at the moment. They try to tell you that gaming isn't broken and that it has never been better, but we can all see with our own
Video game is freaking broken.
eyes the
It is
truth of
broken.
it. Our pattern recognition was spot on with regards to Highguard. The masses have spoken, Highguard has been rejected, and no amount of whining about people not buying into the propaganda is going to change that fact. In any case, hit the like button on this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, and if you have subscribed, make sure that you are still subscribed to the channel. Some people have told me that they have been unwillingly unsubscribed. Oh, and also, don't forget to follow me over on X, where my handle is Dr. Disaster1. But I'm gonna leave it there. Do you think there is any chance that Highguard gets a boost when the weekend comes when it comes to its player count? Drop your thoughts into the comment section below, and we will talk there. Thanks for watching.